All right, students, greetings to you. Welcome back to this second video segment. Where did we stop? Now, as we begin this video segment, I would like to remind you that technology is something that changes all the time. So, at least for this semester, all this should be intact for this semester. Hopefully, I'm not going to make a major change on the website as regards where you will find these tools for the calculator. You will still see it, but you know, I don't know what might happen next tomorrow, or I mean some other time. But at least for this semester, these calculators will be there for you, for the web-based calculators. Technology changes all the time. Even for the Excel, the SPSS, and the Statcrunch, they might introduce new changes, and hopefully I will keep up with the changes. Okay, if I'm still in teaching, hopefully I will keep up with all these changes as well. I love technology and I love teaching. So let's continue from where we stopped. We said here we are going to please, if you are just viewing this video, it's better you do the part 1, where this is part 2, so it's better you start from part 1. We started from part 1. For this part 2, we are going to finish up the ones we have not done. So let's go back to my website. The last place we stopped on part 1 was the calculator on your machine, on your computer machine, right? Okay, so let's go back to my website and finish where what we've not done. Okay, I was talking about this one, statistic calculator. Great. Here, I don't know whether this was produced by a German, but this is real good. I've tested it. Now, one good thing about this is that you can actually type your data in a text file, and then you can load it. You can browse your data and then it will load it for you. That's a good thing about this. I think I called it great. Okay. Then another thing is that it plots your frequency distribution table right away. Okay, it plots your frequency distribution table. So let's do this. Let's test these options. Okay, first of all, we will you know what, let's first of all type our data on a Word, on like a text file, and then we would load it. So let's see how we do that. We click on Notepad. Notepad is, you now type 105, 102, 95, 113, 112, 103, 97, 110, 101, 115, 116, 110. Okay, so let's go ahead and save it as a text file. So save as, and I'm kind of gonna save it here. It's already as a text document. Let me just go ahead and save it on my jump drive. As save as type text document, and let me use this as a example one. So I save it here, and then I can just leave this open. It doesn't matter. So I will browse here, and I will find my jump drive, and I see example 1, and I open, and I'll say load, and I'll click load. So it loads the data automatically. Now this kind of helps you if you have big data to type in and you don't want to, you know, go ahead and type it right in. You can browse and it will load it for you, and then you just say create statistics. And the good thing about it is that it arranges it for you with a separator, and then like I said earlier on, it gives you the frequency distribution. Okay, it gives you the frequency distribution, and it kind of gives you a pictorial diagram, pictorial representation. If you look at this, just looking at this tells you that 110 is the mode because it occurred twice, right? And you see it's a bigger representation there. You understand what I'm saying? Then it tells you the mean, of course, the mean, the median, the mode, range, mean, variance, and standard deviation. Now you see the variance it tells here. Let's look at it. It says 45.576, and that is the population variance. So it gives the population variance and also the population standard deviation. So just be careful about this, because in your questions on my MATLAB, they might say find sample variance, and if you're using some of these calculators that give population variance, then that is wrong. You know, if you're asked to find sample variance, you find it. If you're asked to find population variance, you find it. So that is, you know, the nice thing about it, at least it plus the frequency distribution. Okay, now I have another one on the web-based, but why don't we do a Windows-based and then we come back to web-based, right? What else have I not done? Okay, let's go ahead and do Microsoft Mathematics, and after that I will finish up the other web-based, and then we'll now go to Statcrunch and the SPSS. So now Microsoft Mathematics, some of you might wonder, what is this? Some of you probably don't know about it, but if you go to ahead to Bing or Google and type in Microsoft Mathematics, you can download it for Windows. It may have for Mac, I don't know. We can actually check. It might have for Mac. Let me see. We can actually check. It may. You just type in Microsoft Mathematics, you know, and then it tells you right there. I download it from the official Microsoft site, and you might want to download this. This is good. I mean, we're gonna look at it. I've already downloaded it. So we'll just go ahead and look at it, and it's right here. I saved it as a tool here. I pinned it to my taskbar. So when you click on it, it comes up Microsoft Mathematics. It's loading. It says Math app has stopped working. Well, technology. Let's try it again. You click it again. So, and it comes up here. This is what you have. You have calculus, statistics, trigonometry, linear algebra. You know. Now this is free, provided you have a Windows-based operating system. You can download it. It is free. Okay, free from Microsoft. Now Microsoft didn't pay me to advertise this, but all I know is whatever I find that is useful, that will help my students, I'm going to talk about it. Okay, so now we want to click statistics. Now when we click statistics, it says insert data set. We have mean, median, mode, sum, variance, product, all this. So like we said, we don't want to go into a lot of things. What we're interested is in this descriptive statistics. This is what we are interested in. So we go to insert data, we click on insert data, and we kind of type it in 105, 102, 95, 113, 112, 103, 97, 110, 101, 115, 116, and 110. Okay, well, yeah, 12, we stop here, 12 sample size, and then we click OK. When we click OK, it comes and writes it right here as you know, in braces as a set. It writes it as a set, and we make sure we count it to make sure that it is the correct sample size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Excuse me. Excuse me, please. I'm sorry, I'm still recovering. Okay, so once you have it this way, you click mean. Oh, I'm sorry. This is what, yeah, I shouldn't have done this. So actually what you need to do is first of all to click mean first. Mean of that, and you want to close it, right? And we press enter. Do you see that? Now the mean should come. Let me do it again. You click mean of, and then you pull up your data, you insert the data. Yeah, that's what you should do. Yeah, that's the way to do it. 95, 113, 112, 103, 97. Yeah, the mean, the function comes first before the argument. Yeah, so okay, and you press OK, and it comes here, and you want to close this parenthesis because this treats it like an argument, you know, and then you press enter and it gives it to you. You see that mean of this. Now if you don't want to type in insert data, actually there's another way you can do it. Now let's close this. You just close it by hitting the delete entry. Now if you don't want to do it this way, you can just type mean and then you just type it right away. You see there's an example here. If you scroll down here, an example, enter numbers separated by commas to find the mean. You see that, right? So you can do that. Each one you click, it gives you an example. The median, the same thing. The mode, the same thing. Okay, just if you open the parentheses, you close it. Now I want to point out about the variance, and that's what, and standard deviation. Just if you're using this, so I just want to point out what about it. Let's go and copy this because we don't have time. Where do we have to copy? Copy this here. Let's go ahead and copy this here, and I come here and I paste it. Okay, and then I close it. Now you mustn't put this as a set. If you want, you leave it as a set. If you don't, it still doesn't matter. Okay, it's taking it. It's actually taking it as a set. It doesn't matter. Now, if you click standard deviation, if you click enter now, it gives you 6.75102. You see, it gives the population standard deviation. You see the thing now. It gives the population. It doesn't give the sample. Okay, that's what I wanted to point out. The same thing happens with variance. If you click on variance, enter, and then close your thing, close your parentheses. This is 45.576388. It gives the population variance. Excuse me. It gives the population variance. You see that? So that is the thing with Microsoft Mathematics. So just know which one it gives. Okay, but the median and the mode is just the same thing. If we do the median right away, press enter, 107.5, which is what we got. Median 107.5, and when we do the mode, we click on mode, press enter, 110. See that? sheet 4, mode is 110. Okay, so that is the thing with the Microsoft Mathematics. Okay, I hope you got it. All right. What's the next thing here? Now let's go back to my website and kind of finish up the last one, the last calculator on my side. And calculators, calculator cool. Now Daniel Soper calculator, this guy has a PhD and I really respect him, at least the calculators he has on his website, but we will not be using it for this, for chapter 3. Yeah, we will not be using it for chapter 3. So it's just these 5 guys here that I kind of did. So let's right click and open link in new tab. Now I called it cool. I called it cool. Okay, and calculators, cool. So it gives you a bunch of stuff. Matched calculators, we just need statistics for now, statistics calculator, and we have standard deviation calculator. Okay, and then we have mode median mean calculator. Let's start with mode median mean, and we just enter our inputs. Let us copy this input from here, copy, reuse our data here, and then like I said, don't put comma at the end. Okay, you click calculate and it gives it to you, median mean mode. Okay, so that is for the mean median mode. Now we go back to statistics calculator. Let's select standard deviation calculator, copy this, calculate. Here, a good thing about this, it gives you the inputs, gives you the mean, gives you the standard deviation, the sample standard deviation, gives you the population standard deviation, gives you the sample variance, and then the population variance. Can you imagine that? Well, I know why I called it cool, okay? But one nice thing about this, actually, why I put it on the side, is that it even shows you how to work it. See that? Gives you the example of how to work it. Okay? Excuse me. So that is the thing with my with the calculators on my side. This will be good, you know, for some time. Okay, so I'll leave it right here so you see it and you can use it for your Module 3 test, Module 3 homework assignment, and also your Module 4 exam. Module 4 exam. Now you will also use it. It will be good for some time. Okay, so I'll just leave it right here. But that is about the calculators on the side. Now let's go and finish up what we have. The Windows-based technology. The ones that are remaining are the Statcrunch and the SPSS. Okay, for Statcrunch, that is what you have on my MATLAB from Pearson. I respect Pearson. They did not tell me to campaign for them, but I really respect them in education. They have done a lot of, work, a lot of good work to promote learning. Pearson has Statcrunch, and we're gonna look at it now. You can get a trial. I already have it right here. Pearson Statcrunch. Now we can either type this directly or we can load it right from Excel. We're going to look at the two possibilities, whereby we load it right from Excel and also we type it. And I'm gonna tell you what it is. Now, but let's start with typing it. Like I said, this is just one variable. This is under variable 1. Just click on it and type 105, 102, 95, 113, 112, 103, 97, 110, 101, 115, 116, 110. So this is 12, right? 12 data. So after typing this, you want to click on Start. When you click on Start here, you go to Summary Stats, right? I want to leave it in columns. Summary Stats, columns. Okay? And then it says select the column you want. We have only one column right here, and that is variable 1. That's what we have. Okay, do you see that? Okay, you select it, and once you select it, it comes right here. Then you want to leave where or group by letter. This video is just being simple. We're just being simple. There are a lot of things you can do with Statcrunch. It's really, really good. But for this video, I'm just going to illustrate how you can use this to find descriptive statistics. So you click next, and when you click next, it tells you which ones do you want to get. Okay, we have the count or the sample size, n, which is the count, have the mean, variance here, we need it, standard deviation, we need it, standard error, we really don't need it, but let's leave it. Now, if you don't need it, you can just check it. You know, if you click on it, it comes out. Median, we need it, range, we need it, mean, max, if lower quartile, upper quartile, we don't really need these two. Okay, and let's look at these two actually to see these two and see. We checked it, so we just click calculate, and right there it tells you that. So so you see that I think that is unadjusted variance and unadjusted standard deviation. I am not really sure about the pronunciation, but you see that this is the population variance. I'm sorry, this 45.57 is the population variance. We look at it, population variance, and then the population standard deviation 6.75, right? 6.75 population standard deviation, it gives you that. Then the range, then it gives you the median, gives you the standard deviation, gives you the variance, gives you the mean, and gives you the count, the sample size. So that is it. That is it. And one nice thing is that, you know, your instructor might want you to save this to send him a sample. All you need to do to save it, because I've tutored students on this Statcrunch, and sometimes they say my instructor wants me to send the output as a saved file. Once you run it, you go to options, click options, save. Once you click save, it tells you to your computer or to statcrunch.com. Go to my computer. In my computer, I want to save it on my flash drive right away, so it will be easy to get. So Sunny here, and I can rename it if I want. I can rename it, but now as you rename it, please don't touch the file extension .html. Don't ever touch it. Just leave it. Just rename only this one, example1.html, and I click save, and that is it. I can close it. Okay, and when I go back to this is the HTML. If I click this, I see that. So this is the file you just have to send to your instructor. Just send him the file. Okay, let's leave this for now. You just send him the file or the link, or you just send him the link. Well, actually not the link, actually the file. Okay, now let's leave this for now. Now, what if you want to one good thing about Statcrunch is that you can always if you have a large data, okay, if you have a large data, you can just load the data rather than coming to type it here. So let's I have this thing. I have this already in Excel. Let me just open up a new Excel workbook and then type, you know, kind of type this real fast. 105, 102, 95, 113. I want to show you something. 112, 103, 97, 110, 101, 115, 116, 110. Okay, so now, you know, one thing with data is that it is good to always define your data. Defining it, like just assign your data a name, a variable name. Okay, but when you don't do that, see what happens now. If you want to load this, let me go ahead and save this as Excel workbook. Let me just save it as Excel 97 2003 workbook, and I'm going to save it on my jump drive. Let me click example 1. Right, it's still in workbook. I click save. Okay, now when you have this, for instance, when you have we've kind of saved this now, example 1. What we want to do is we go to the Statcrunch, and let's kind of let's delete this, or if we don't want to delete it, that's fine. We could just do it on a new variable, but we can go to data and load data. When you click on data, load data, right? I want to load data from file, right? Go to file, you want to browse for the file, and it's here, and it's example1.xls is the Excel file, and you just open, right? And it tells you this, use first line as column names, loading new data table. You see, this is now a problem. Use first lines as column names, load this. If you click OK, right, it loads it, and it used the first line as column names 105. See, that's the problem. It now gives you the sample size to be 11. Do you see that now? Because you didn't uncheck that, it now gives you the sample size to be 11. So when you go to start, summary starts, when you run this now, assuming you run this, you now see 105. If you run this, you will get a wrong answer. You see, the sample, the size is now 11, the mean is not that. It messes up the whole data. So when you want to load this, see what you do. If you, it's either you can do it, you can do it two ways. Okay, first way, okay, you didn't assign. If we go back to the Excel, come on. If we go back to the Excel, we didn't assign any variable name. So we didn't assign any variable name here. If we want to still do it this way, we have to go do like this. We go to the Statcrunch, go to data, go to load data from file, but we will have to uncheck this. Use first line as column names. Uncheck it, and then click OK. So when you do that, you still have your 12 data. I mean your sample size to be 12. Okay, you have to uncheck that. Okay, and then when you run it, when you now run it, you see this is your variable 1. When you now run it, you get the usual result. You get the correct result. Now, if you don't want to do that, let's say you forget, because by default it is checked. Okay, by default it is checked. Let's say you probably don't wanna, you forgot to uncheck it, and that's why it's not good to be in a hurry. It's not. See what you might want to do again. You come here, right? Just put a variable name then. Okay, you just have to put a variable name then. So let's say we just call it, we can make it to match like this one, variable 1. We just have variable 1, and the rest of it we have 105, 102, 95, 113, 112, 103, 97, 110, 101, 115, 116, 110. So here is 13 because this is our variable name, and just do Control S to save it, and then we can go back to Statcrunch here, and then we go to data, load data from file. We want to load this. Okay, now make sure you check the, now you see that's, in this case you have to check this, okay, just as it is by default, and then you click OK, and then it does it for you right away. You've used the variable one as the file name, so when you do that, when you run it, you still get your answer right. Okay, that is the thing with Statcrunch. So it's either you if you're loading your data from Excel, you can either give it a variable name and load it directly, you know, without unchecking anything. Otherwise, if you remove the variable name, then you have to uncheck that. The same thing with IBM SPSS. That is the next thing we shall do. IBM SPSS, and I already have the link here. So you click on it. You click on it. SPSS version 19. Okay, if it opens right away, now the same thing with SPSS, you can either type the data directly or you can load data. So let's say we just want to type the data directly. Let's just type the data directly. So this, if you like, you won't be showing this, but usually I cancel it unless I want to load my data. So I'll just come over here. Remember, this is just a single variable data. Okay, so this is 105, 102, 95, 113, 112, 103, 97, 110, 101, 115, 116, 110. Okay, excuse me. So you have your data, you just typed it directly. Now what you want to do after this is you go to analyze, and when you go to analyze, you click on analyze here, and you go to descriptive statistics, and once you click descriptive statistics, click frequency. See that? Descriptive statistics, you click frequency. When you click on frequency, it tells you what variable are you selecting. This is the variable name. It just automatically gave you the variable name. You select it, that's the variable you want. After that, if you want a chart, we are not interested in plotting any chart here. We just want the statistics. You click statistics, and then it tells you, okay, percentile values, central tendency, dispersion, distribution. So you want to select mean, median, mode at least. If you want some, that's fine. You want to select standard deviation, variance, range. Okay, so that is because we are working with our objectives. So after that, you just click continue, and it's gonna after clicking continue, you want to display frequency tables. You click OK. So it's processing it. Okay, so you see this now. It tells you that nothing is missing 0, valid 12, which tells you that the count n is 12. 12 gives you the mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance. You see, what kind of standard deviation does it give? 7.05. Let's check it out here. Yeah, sample, it gives you sample standard deviation. Sample variance is 49.71. So gives you sample variance, also gives you the range, and then gives you the frequency table. You see, now one nice thing about SPSS. It gives, you know, later on you probably would do a cumulative frequency. Now this gives cumulative percent. Okay, each one is 8.3% of that. Now this is 2, that's why it's 16.7%. So kind of gives you the cumulative. So that is the thing. If you typed it directly, okay, let's go ahead and close this. It tells you whether you want to save it. We don't want to save it. We want to do some more work here. Now, what if you want to load your data? Okay, you don't want to type it, right? You want to load your data. So all cases removed. Okay, now we want to load it from Excel. Now we go to our Excel. The same thing happens with the way we did the way we did Pearson Statcrunch. The same thing. If you have a variable name, that is good. If you don't, then I'll tell you what to do. So let's say we don't have a variable name, right? Let's do Control S here. So here we didn't put any variable name, right? So the first case, we didn't put any variable name. We want to load it here. We go to File. You go to Open. You want to open data. So it says look in where. You select I go to my jump drive, and you see I didn't see my data here. Okay. Excuse me. So I didn't see my data here. I didn't see it here. So what do I want to do? I look at the files of type. Which one? This is .sav SPSS file. I didn't see it because I don't have this file. I'll select Excel file because that is what I need, and then I'll see it. Excel example 1.xls. Okay, and then I click Open. Okay, it says error accessing the Excel file. The file may be opened by another application. If so, close it and retry. Good. That is one thing with SPSS. It is very kind of sensitive. So now another thing I want to point out is that this should be in your data view. Once you open up SPSS, it brings you automatically to data view. I will not talk about this variable view now. Later on in statistics we can talk about it, but I want to be focused on the objectives of this video. Okay, so we must have to close this for this to work. So I have to go ahead and close it. I've closed it. So I go back to the SPSS. I go to File, Open Data, and I come here, select Excel file, select example 1. Come on, I didn't click this. Select example 1, open. Okay, then it tells me, okay, what worksheet from A2 to A13, you know, because remember we removed the name of the variable. That's the data name, var1. We removed it, so it will read from the values from 105 to 110, and that is from cell A2. That's why you selected it. Now it now says read variable names from the first row of data. Okay, if you leave this checked, you will see what our result will be. Just look at what our result will be now, and then I'll tell you why. Now you need to uncheck this if you want to get the correct answer. Otherwise, if you leave it like this, just look at now. You click OK. And when you click OK, you look at the output. Look at the output it gave us. You see that? You see? That's a problem. See that? You don't want to save it. So, but now when we want to do that, we select the Excel. open that. We uncheck this. We uncheck this and we click OK. We uncheck it. Okay, wait a minute. Something is wrong here. We are reading this from the first data, and that this gives us only 11 rather than 12, so it's not good. Let's close that. Let's close this. Let's close this one. We don't want to save anything, so we've closed everything. Okay, let's pull up the Excel data. Now let's go ahead and type this again from the first one. 105, 102. I'll show you something now. 95. It's usually good to start from the beginning. 103, 97, 110, 101, 115, 116, 110. Okay, and then we save it. It's 12. Open up IBM SPSS. Okay, usually I don't like opening it from here, so let me cancel this. I go to File, Open Data, look into my Sunny, get my Excel, open here. Okay, it says it may be open. That's right. So let me just close this and start all over again. Yeah, and then let me just go ahead and close this, open up this. You can have the file open while you're doing SPSS. Close here, open data, go to my Excel, go to Sunny, example 1, open. Okay, now I didn't put any variable name from the first row of data. I didn't put it. Watch out what will happen right now at the result, because you didn't uncheck this. Watch out what will happen now. And this is from A1 to A12. The sample size is 12. You click OK, and once you click OK, you go to analyze. Yeah, we didn't do analyze. Descriptive statistics, frequency, variable 1. Watch out what will happen now, because I left that thing checked, and I didn't put any variable name. So you watch out. Statistics, mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance, range. Okay, this is what I need. Continue, and then display frequency table. Click OK. So you see it says valid 11. That is wrong. While I have 12, my sample size is 12. Because, you know why? Because I didn't put the variable name. I mean, I didn't put the variable name, and I left that checkbox checked. I left it checked. Now, can we change this? Can we, even if you don't want to put the variable name, then this is what you do. I don't want to save this. Now, if you don't want to put the variable name, this is what you do. File, open data, Excel. You have to do what? If you don't want to do that, you have to uncheck this. Uncheck it. Click OK. Okay, it's opened it here, right? Now, you know what? Let me close this other one, because I don't need it. Close it. So it has opened it, but you know, in this one we unchecked that box. You have to uncheck it if you don't want to put a variable from the Excel when you load the data. Go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, Frequency, Variable 1, click on it, Statistics, Mean, Median, Mode, Standard Deviation, Variance, Range, Continue, Display Frequency Tables, leave it checked, OK. And here you see, nothing is missing, and the valid is 12. You see, it gives us the answer. Now, but if we don't wanna, if we maybe you like keeping things with, I mean, you'd like to leave it in default. In default, it's checked. You want to leave it that way. Okay, let's, if you want to leave it that way, then you have to now do what? You have to, let me just close this because I have to open up Excel again. Cancel, close this. Yes, I don't want to save. Okay, then you have to open up Excel again. And what do you now have to do? You have to put a variable name. Then 105, 102, 95, 113, 112, 103, 97, 110, 101, 115, 116, 10. You know what? I would have just copied this than typing all this in Excel. It's like I like typing. It's like I like typing. Okay. When you now have a variable name, do Control S. Okay, to save it, and then we make sure we close it because this is SPSS. And then let's load the data. Like I said, I don't want this. Go to File, Open Data. Go to this, get the Excel, open it, and then I'll leave it checked as it is. I'll leave it checked as it is. It's not telling me A1 to A13, but I read variable names from first row. I'll leave it checked. I click OK. Then analyze, descriptive, frequency, variable, statistics, mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance, range, continue. Okay. You see that gives me the same thing. Yeah, to read it from there, and that is var1, variable 1. Okay. Thank you so much, students, for listening to this presentation. Let me close all this. I don't want to save this file. Exit. Nope. I think we've covered what we are supposed to cover. We've done all the Windows-based and then all the web-based technology. Now, and we did just example 1, example 2, and example 3. You can do this on your own, I believe, and I hope you know how to also round. Of course, rounding to 2 decimal places. Let me talk about it a bit. Like this one, sample standard deviation to 2 decimal places will be 7.05. If I write it here, 7.05 to 2 decimal places. This one to 2 decimal places will be 6.75. This one to 2 decimal places will be 49.72. This one to 2 decimal places will be 45.58. So that is it to 2 dp. You can write 2 dp. This is 2 dp. 2 dp. 2 dp. Okay. For the other questions, I believe you can do it. All you need to do, like in this one. Now, this one we did a count 12, right? So let me go ahead and do number 5. You can do number 6. So what do I use and do number 5? This is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is count 15. Type your answer as an integer or a decimal rounded to 1 decimal place. So you can actually do this, or I can do it. It doesn't matter. Let's kind of let me just see what I can. Is it possible for me to copy all these values? Copy and maybe paste it here. Let me see what I can do. Something here. Paste it here. No, I can't paste it. I have to type it. So we can kind of type all these, type all of it. What do I use to run this now? If your let's use let's go ahead and use Statcrunch and run this. Let's use Statcrunch and run this one, and we'll be leaving after this. We'll be going. Okay. Can we type it in Excel and load our data? I think we can. Yes, we can do that. So let's just go ahead and do that, and then that will lead us to the end of this session. Example 1. We can type this here, VA2, or since we are doing this, we'll just use this. This is 231. Now this is only a single data, so you have to specify all of them in a single data. Okay, it's only a single data. You have to do that in a single data. That is one thing. Now don't use, because it is in the here it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns and 3 rows, and then you decide to come and type it differently. No, each cell is a different data, but in this case this is just a whole single data. You have to type all of it in one column. You can't type it in 5 columns like you say it here. Okay, otherwise it will give you a wrong answer. So 256, 220, 206, 296, 227, 155, 285, 231, 270, 324. Okay, I think I have 16, right? Yeah, 324. So this is 15 actually. So because I have a variable name is 16. So I do Control S and I'll load it right away. You know what? Let me just close this one. I load it right away on a SPSS. Data, load data from file, and I have this. Yeah, use first line as column names. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so I've loaded it. It's 15 data right away. You see that? Okay, then I go to start, summary start, columns, variable 1, next. I don't want this. I want the range. I don't want standard error. I want the population variance, population standard deviation. What else do I need? That's all I need. Okay, and I click calculate, and there you go. It gives you that right away. Okay, I think we are going to stop here. You use other web-based and Windows-based calculators to play with this, and try this example 13. Example 3 is the same thing, but all this should be in one column. Just know that, because it's one variable. In this case, we are just doing one variable, as just like you have it on your, excuse me, just like you have it on your homework assignment. All right, I will post, as I said earlier on, I'll be posting your lessons. This is on finite math resources. These are the calculators, and I'll post the notes. I'll post the notes. Oh, the notes are not. I've got to work on it. I'm gonna post the notes under notes, so you can see the notes, and then I'll post the video under video, so you can work on it. Okay. These are the resources. Yeah, and I'll probably select language for those of you that know another language. Okay, so this is just for, this is where you find all these. Yeah, and probably I'll also do it in statistics as well, but for the meantime, this is where I'm concentrating on finite math. So things here will be for you. I'm gonna get these measures of central tendency and also put up here so that you see these columns from here, and then the resources also from here. The same with the notes. The first notes should be yours, so you know that is there. All right. Thank you so much for listening to this video presentation. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, and I hope